Once upon a time, in a forest, there were two friendly animals. They were a cat and a dog. Every day, they spend the day playing together, wherever and whenever they go together, like best friends. Until in one day, on a very sunny day, the cat took the dog for a walk down to the foot of a mountain they had never been before. The dog agreed to the cat's suggestion. They hurriedly walked toward to the foot of the mountain together. They really enjoyed the trip and couldn't wait to get to the foot of the mountain. But in the middle of an exciting journey, they stopped and their eyes fell on a small and comfortable cave to be used as a place to live. The two of them discussed stopping the journey to the foot of the mountain and staying in this cave forever, because the place here was very strategic. But unfortunately, the cave was only enough to be inhabited by an animal only. Those who initially discussed turned into an argument to fight over the cave. They argued over the cave. The cat felt he deserved to live in this cave because it was he who invited the dog to go to the foot of the mountain. But the dog didn't accept it. He thought it was more appropriate because he walked ahead and was the one who found this cave. Their debate didn't stop until they decided to decide by holding a running race from where they lived to the foot of the mountain. And they went home smartly to prepare for tomorrow. They went home pondering how to win tomorrow's race.
The dog wasn't worried because he often raced with the cat, his best friend, and he always won the race. While the cat pondered because he realized that he was always outpaced by his best friend's dog. He had won his running race only once when the dog accidentally stepped on a thorn in his leg. But accidentally an idea occurred to the cat, who knows that his dog friend really liked bones. He plans to save a bone on the way when they run to the race tomorrow. The cat rushed to find a bone to put on the side of the road that the dog would pass later.
The next day arrived. The dog and cat can't wait to run the race. Then they went to the place that had been agreed to do the race. At the place they had agreed on, they asked for the help of several other animals to witness the race, and so began the running race. The dog rushed to run quickly, leaving his best friend the cat behind him. He ran so fast that he was far away from the cat, and he couldn't wait to win this race and live in that cozy cave. But then when the dog passed a place that cat had planned, the dog was silent because he saw a bone. He was overjoyed and went straight to the bone and he licked it. At that moment, when the cat realized his plan had worked, he quickly followed and left the dog who was licking the bone. Then, a few moments later, the dog realized that he was running a race with his best friend the cat. He felt sorry because he believed that the cat had cheated him. He rushed to catch up with the cat, but what could it be? It turned out that the cat had reached the finish line and was ahead of his friend. The game was won by the cat, and he had the right to live in that comfortable cave. Actually, the dog was very upset and angry with his friend the cat because he felt he had been cheated, but he realized that he was also guilty because he was tempted by the bond that the cat had planted. Then the dog left his best friend the cat. He felt confused and annoyed with what happened to him. He thought, what should he be tempted by the bonds that the cat had planned, even though he could have won the race and become the champion in order to enjoy the comfort of the cave. But what crossed his mind more was why there had to be a plan like this. He just realized that he and his best friend were no longer getting along. He realized that with this incident, he would continue to stay away from his best friend, the cat. On the other side, the cat could not bear to see his own best friend leave him. He felt guilty for everything that happened to him. He was ashamed to apologize to the dog even though he was his best friend. He pondered, then thought whether he would return with his best friend. "Does he still want to play with me?" he said. All questions crossed the cat's mind, but he was reluctant to meet his best friend. The two of friends were confused. They were too proud to apologize. Since then, their friendship has been shattered. Dogs and cats cannot get along like they used to until now. Maybe it's a series of fictional storylines that I composed by myself. The story was written based on my knowledge of saying there's two animals, namely a cat and a dog, who never got along. This is evidence from several films that I watch that they always cannot be together, even though in the real world this rarely happens. The moral message in the story that I made is, we as humans must make mistakes, whether it's a big or a small mistake to others, but that doesn't mean we don't forgive him. Or even better, that we apologize to him. Do not prioritize prestige in apologizing. All things must happen, and the best thing that has happened is that we can accept all the facts that exist.